I'll clean it off before the end of the video. I'll do it while we're recording. How about that?
Okay.
New desk arrangement.
New desk, new lights.
This is my one of two expert cactus consultants.
Oh yeah, that's me. We have
Do you want a title? A specific title that you go by?
So at work, where I am a software engineer, I actually we wrote our names up on our glass in front of our desks, and I wrote on mine head botanist.
Mark Watney.
Yeah, so I'm also at work, in addition to like architecting software and writing code, that sort of thing. I also water the plants. So that's my most important job. When you talk about making yourself indisposable, irreplaceable, if they get rid of me, there's no one to take care of the plants. So
a week later, all the plants die if they fire you, right? So that's your leverage on your boss.
Literally, I went to Iceland, Norway, Scotland, Ireland for 3 weeks, and we had a replacement plant waterer, and he killed several of them.
Cactuses or plants?
Just plants, house plants, which are easier to take care of than cactuses.
Right.
And one of them was a mass cane. It's like that little indoor palm.
Oh yeah.
Killed that one. I had hoped it would come back, but I actually just a couple days ago yoinked it out of the pot and threw it away.
Yeah. So you know me, I don't really like cactuses, but
You like succulents. It's like a square. It's like a square and a rectangle.
Yes.
All cactuses are succulents, but not all succulents are cactuses.
Right. So in general, I like neither, but they seem to be nice decorations. So my thought was, hey, why don't I build a little shelf, put a few up here, make it look nice instead of just a white wall.
We got some grow lights right here.
Yep. Grow lights.
Oh, you just spent a lot of time winding these up.
Oh, that's fine. I'll just. Yeah. So, explain the light thing, because that was one thing that I learned. That's pretty cool. That cactuses, they adapt to whatever wavelength they're getting.
I have never heard that. I just know they need a lot of light. Oh, here's the power button.
But aren't yours like really red because you shine purple on them?
Okay, so
It's like the chlorophyll, right?
right. So succulents and plants in general, if they don't get enough light, they tend to produce more chlorophyll than they would otherwise. So if it's not getting enough light, it makes its leaves more concentrated, more green, so it can absorb more of the little light that there is. Mm-hmm. But if they get plenty of light, then they get what's called sun stressed, which is actually a good thing. There's sunburned, which is when you got too much light, you scorched your plant's leaves and it's dying. There's sun stressed, where it has so much light that it stops making a lot of chlorophyll. Mm-hmm. And you can see like the really cool like purples and blues, those colors in the succulents. So I have a couple that are under grow lights at home, and one of them I got it from the store, and it was like a kind of a forest green color. Mm-hmm. And under the grow lights, it's been under the grow lights for a while now, and like the tips of the leaves are like dark gray purple.
Yeah.
And I have some other ones. It's called some sort of aonium.
Yeah. Is it?
I've heard it pronounced both ways.
Aenium?
I've heard aenium. It's A-E-O. It's N-I something. Anyway.
Like Aeon Flux, that movie?
Exactly.
Aeon. Yeah.
So that one.
Aragon.
If it gets a lot of sun, it's like eggplant color, like super dark purple, almost black. And if it doesn't get sunlight, it turns like sickly green.
Eggplants grow on the vine above ground, right?
Yes, this is true.
That's the thing? Okay.
Yeah. Eggplants are not tubers.
Right. Well, I was just wondering, if the succulents are naturally purple or red-ish with no chlorophyll, then
they're right. Yeah.
Then they produce chlorophyll to absorb sunlight.
Right. So if there's a lot of sunlight, they don't have to work hard to make chlorophyll to absorb that sunlight. Right. They just they're more passive about it. They're like, oh, there's going to be tons of sunlight. Don't need to work hard to absorb this anyway. So we have this. So we're going to run this on the bottom of the shelf above the succulents, and hopefully this will give them enough light. We have all the colors here, and I know that
this was like $11, by the way.
We'll probably need an extension cable. And it also comes with these, so we can run it back and forth a couple times to get more light.
Yeah. So this is a TV set, which is why they give you these little elbows. So you're supposed to be able to frame out like a square under TV. Okay. But in this case, it works to you just arrange it however you want.
So there's that color, and there's this one. This one's bluer, right?
Yeah.
And that one's more purple. And then that
The
one,
one at your house.
that's blue.
Do you have 2 strips at your house?
And that's the one. Mine are different. Mine aren't strips like this. Mine are.
But you have 2. Can you have 2 different colors at once? Because I have to buy like a second one of these to do multiple.
Mine are just pre-colored for growing
Oh,
plants.
okay.
Your first
Yeah.
one is a little bit more blue.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the one that I originally. I'm colorblind, so this is the first one I tried. Turns out this is green, right? This is green.
it's like teal turquoise.
Yeah, I was close.
Yeah.
That one also no. What is that?
Blue.
Oh.
Blue.
So I think this one. I think this is probably. You can use any sort of bright light as a grow light. So those the new lights we have here.
The studio lighting.
Yeah, they're 55,000, 5,500, 5,500K, which means it's a very white light, and supposedly you can use anything over 5,000 for a grow light, but I've never done that. I just use the ones that are meant to be grow lights.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really know the science behind color temperature and how it affects the leaves.
Yeah,
Leaves. I don't know.
little plump things.
Yeah.
What are we drinking today?
Oh yeah, grab that bag. Stopped by Cutbo last week. Picked up a nice Ethiopia. Jasmine aroma, notes of blueberry. Kim, do you think
Yeah.
there's notes of blueberry in here?
Yeah.
Corey?
So had you read that on the bag before you said blueberry when you smelled the coffee?
No? Yes?
Okay, that's what I
Can't
thought.
tell. Can't tell.
It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably brew this. It's on the like darker side. I could probably either put more water or put less grounds in. For the next batch, I might
Yeah.
try that. But it's pretty good.
We made this again with the what's it called?
The
The
Wilfa.
Wilfa. And after watching a bunch of apparently hoity-toity pour-over videos that tell you about how you gotta pour evenly and slowly at the same height, and you gotta manage your flow rate, and then you gotta do the swirl to make sure you have a nice flat bed of grounds at the bottom to ensure even extraction. This thing just blasts hot water straight down the middle, and when it comes out, it's literally a well, like a
Yeah, it's like a funnel, a cone funnel.
funnel of coffee,
Something, yeah.
and it's good. So we're gonna have to explore
Yeah.
this a little bit. We're gonna have to do the hoity-toity method, and then we're just gonna grab some water. Probably no pouring kettle. We're just gonna get like a
I
hot
have a pour over set here.
hot water bucket and just pour it as fast as we can straight down the middle and see how that tastes and see if it's
Yeah. I mean,
any
because I
better.
can't figure it out. I guarantee you, I cannot replicate the way this Wilfa brews with a pour over.
yeah.
It's just different.
Running theory is maybe the water's hotter out of the Wilfa because it heats it all the way up right to the spout.
Yeah. Yeah. Coffee's interesting that
Been
way.
blessed by Tim Wendelbo.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Wilfa, is that his company or does he just contract
Wilfa?
with them?
I don't know. I don't think it is. I think he's just a respected coffee expert in Norway, and
Oh, that's true because Wilfa's they're like a KitchenAid of Norway, I think.
yeah.
They make a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, so he just gets his hands dirty with some of that. I think they occasionally need the input from a coffee expert.
Yeah.
And Timmy Dubs, as
T-Dub, yeah.
as I refer to him, we're kind of on a first name basis because I saw
Oh,
him
yeah.
twice in
Yeah,
Norway.
when you were in... Because you saw him at his cafe, right?
Saw him at the cafe. He
And
was, busy doing some work, and he, grabbed the laptop and walked out of the cafe. And then I saw him walking his bike down the street near where I was staying. I tried to make eye contact with him. I looked directly at him and hoped that he would look back at me, but he
You gotta shout something more obvious, like, Tim, love the flow rate research. Yeah,
Tim's all about that flow rate.
yeah. Apparently, that's like the new trend in coffee and espresso anyway, is flow rate out of the puck instead of weight in, weight out. It's like a theory at this point, I think, because flow rate might be a better metric to optimize, but I don't know. I don't know any about any of that.
I'm incredibly green on espresso.
Yeah, there's a company called Decent Espresso that basically built they're like the Tesla of coffee makers. They built a fully automated, all PID, electronically controlled, app controlled espresso machine that it tracks everything, like every flow through every part of it, and uses a different boiler design, and they use a different pressure profiler, and so apparently they can make some pretty good coffee for less money. You'd have to spend
by using science.
yeah, exactly, science and sensors. So that's their theory, is that they track the flow rate, and you can optimize for whatever variable you want, but they think that that's the most consistent, because I guess the real crux of it is when you have an espresso puck, if water channels through the puck in one spot, it'll just immediately over extract, and then the rest of the puck will be under extracted. So theoretically you get a cup full of somewhat properly extracted, somewhat under extracted, somewhat over extracted. It all kind of blends together.
But I feel like that's kind of the charm, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's how they've been doing it for hundreds of years.
Right.
So.
Well, I guess we'll find out if, once it's figured out exactly how to perfectly extract coffee every time, if you kind of start getting bored of your espresso.
Molecular coffee.
Yeah, when you go to the coffee shop and you're like, oh, another perfect espresso tastes exactly the way I expected it to taste.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of fun, especially for me when I make a cup of coffee, especially with AeroPress, because I don't measure anything and I just go for it.
Eyeball.
Kind of, rolling the dice and you're like, oh boy, I wonder what this is going to taste like. Sometimes it's awful, sometimes it's really good, but...
Yeah, I think if you buy fresh beans that are from a trendy kind of coffee shop, I think it's pretty hard to screw them up unless you have a French press and you forget about it.
I would contest that. I've made some pretty bad cups of coffee with good beans.
Yeah, okay. I guess maybe it's easier to make a good cup if the beans are good. No matter how well you prep some store-bought pre-ground stuff, you're only gonna get so good, right?
What would be a really good test? Okay, so I think this might be there's got to be some term for why we think this brews better coffee than a Mr. Coffee. Because the people who buy this are
Yeah.
people who like coffee.
Right.
And you're not going to buy one of these and put pre-ground folders into it, and then you get it and you're like, wow, this coffee's pretty good. What we need to do, we need to take this...
Put it in a Mr. Coffee?
Put it in a Mr. Coffee, and I bet you it's going to make a good cup of coffee.
Yeah, I mean, we could go to Target and get well, maybe not right now, but...
Not right now, yeah.
We could, in theory, go to Target and get a $15 brewer and do a side-by-side.
I bet you if you use good beans and you have a good grinder, I bet you your Mr. Coffee will make pretty solid coffee.
Yeah, that's probably the kicker is you'd have to have a way better grinder than brewer.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see, because it could just be okay, good beans, good grinder, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good beans, good grinder, get it wet,
Yeah,
and then get it wet, and then whatever comes out is good.
Yeah, douse it and then just drink whatever black liquid comes out.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to go finish this shelf, and then hopefully we'll put these lights up and we'll have a little...
And it'll look
Nice
good.
display.
We should probably get an extension cable for this.
Yeah, we
can order it on Amazon, not have to go anywhere.
Yeah. All right. All right.
You can just hear me crunching on my, what is it called? Biscoff?
Biscoff. Yeah, that's the best.
Europe's favorite cookie with...
Coffee and tea and shit. Yep.
I could have sworn that was their catchphrase, and it should be on here somewhere.
I think it is. It's just not on that packaging.
Oh no, these ones aren't even made in Europe.
Yeah, I got those.
They're made in San Francisco or distributed by San Francisco.
Nice.
Oh well.
Yeah.
All right, well.
So,
Literal blood. Literal sweat.
easy.
Did anyone cry?
I did
Being
not.
on the inside when I realized the footage was gonna...
Yeah.
Please dive.
So
we almost lost an hour and 20 minutes of footage.
Yeah. Because my phone died because, like a jackass, I forgot to charge it all the way. last
So
night.
definitely literal blood, definitely literal sweat. I don't know about literal tears. There might have been figurative tears.
The
but
thrill and the
Internal
agony.
tears.
yeah, there was tears in some form. So you could say blood, sweat, and tears went into this shelf.
Yeah. Which is just a dry fit for now. Until
Yeah,
we
I'll
figure
know
out.
in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes, like Alejandro said.
Yeah,
That's all
we'll
it took.
release the 30-minute build video.
It's like, fuck you guys.
So yeah, we've got some Purple Heart shelves here. Carbon steel frame. That's gonna get powder coated black at some point.
Got some succulents.
Got some succulents up there. This guy is the Zen. What is it?
I don't know what it is. It's, I don't think it's actually
Buddhist temple?
I think,
Buddhist temple.
I don't think it's actually a Buddhist temple. I think that is incorrect.
What would it be?
I don't know. We'll have to look it up later.
Okay.
And get back to everyone, our audience of thousands of people who are all on the edge of their seats waiting to figure out exactly what kind of succulent this is. So we'll figure that out for you guys. I know it's very important to all of the millions of people that are going to watch this video.
Yeah.
Anything that stood out to you in particular about this build?
Never mind. I don't think it's Buddhist temple. Buddhist temple curls up.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
Curling? There's no curling on there.
There's not a Buddhist temple. I'm thinking this light right now is going to be a little bit dim for these guys, but we'll have another strip that goes in the middle right there, so hopefully that'll be bright enough to keep these guys from stretching.
Like you want them to be.
That's Buddhist temple.
Oh, damn! That looks trippy.
You want them to be bathed in sunlight.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. I'll look into another set of light.
Yeah, more lights would make it look cooler.
Yeah. Have an outrun mode.
Oh, strobe mode.
It says flash. This is just white. Let's see. Smooth. How does that look on the camera?
It doesn't look quite as green. It looks like pastel green here.
Could have sworn it was red before. It's changing colors.
Yeah. But like, so the backdrop, it looks pretty good though.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like our heads aren't
Cut off?
cutting off any of the.
No.
Cool.
So probably, for the well-being of the succulents, you'll probably want to put this on the purple light as bright as you can while you're not filming anything. And then when you are filming, you'll probably want to dim it, because at least the ones I have at home, it changes the colors a lot if you have the bright purple lights on. You can dim it.
Yeah.
I think I sent you guys a snap of how it looks.
Okay, cool. I believe that's max.
Yeah.
So would you say you want to do max?
While you're not filming, leave it on max so they get enough light.
Right.
And then,
Why not just leave it on max all the time?
because when you're filming, it's gonna mess with the colors.
What
Yeah,
are
it's
you
gonna
going
make
to
it
put on
look.
top shelf?
It's gonna look like outrun. I don't
Yeah.
know. What should we put on top shelf? Is that where we put that plant
I don't know if you
I
can
was
see.
thinking plant in that corner up there
corner
at the top
and
of
then
the,
have it draped
yeah.
down? Could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see anything on the top shelf.
Yeah. What can you see from there?
You see the top with
Mhm.
enough space for maybe like some pots, and you could probably see the pot still.
So what you're saying is I should lower this.
You were
Help!
you were yelling.
I'm yelling.
Well, oh yeah.
Sorry.
She has noise canceling headphones.
Yeah, I
on,
know.
Which is a pass. Juicy.
Wow.
Clips all out.
You can check it on your phone. I just sent you a Snapchat.
I think this keeps going. I'm not sure though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have this sorted out.
So a pretty successful day we have now.
So this was a wham bam. First day did the frame. Today we did the wood, which we just did an hour or two. Which
It's gonna mess with the coating. It's got some crazy wax something easy coat thing.
yeah, this is definitely the. Let's see.
Is this filming on your phone now? Oh no, this is my phone.
Are you okay?
We're all getting loopy here.
Corey
No,
thinks
it's-
that looks like his phone case.
It could. Jesus. You're yelling so. It's okay. It's
My
hilarious.
volume.
It's hilarious.
It's probably because of the purple lights. I can't tell the colors. Something like that.
This is what we're gonna do from now on: is always have outrun colors from all angles, and Corey's not gonna know what the fuck's going on.
Just his worst form of torture.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. I'm used to not being able to tell what color things are.
Yeah. So
So it's got some new. So I use Danish oil for a lot of things that I do out of wood. This is kind of similar. It's kind of an all-in-one coating. But it's
this is food safe. Danish oil is not food safe. 'Cause
Right.
It has varnish in it. So it depends what you're doing. Like this, we could honestly just use whatever because we're not going to be eating off of it. But
right.
I wanted to try this coating out. It's called Osmo Polix. It's like a high solid wax oil.
Danish oil. It's similar to Danish oil though in that you don't have to do a bunch of different coats. You don't do I don't know what if you're varnishing something. What do? You do a pre-varnish or something, and then you let that set for a week, and then you sand it, and then you come back and do it again, and then you wait for a week, and then sand it, and then put a coat of varnish on it, and it takes a long time.
It's a lot of steps.
Yeah, Danish oil and this what they have in common is you just wipe on one coating, and you don't need any other top coats or any other layers. You don't need to sand in between. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But this one does say do 3 coats and wait for at least 8 hours in between coats. So this is going to be because I think like you want it to be facing the air while it's drying, right? So you probably have to do one side at a time, 3 days each. So it's probably 6 days, probably a week to finish the I keep trying to call it seasoning, the coating on this.
Yeah, seasoned wood. I think as long as it has to penetrate the cells.
The top grain.
Yeah, and then that was my other question: do you have to water pop everything that you're gonna coat?
It depends what you're using to coat.
Yeah, well, obviously we don't do it on the polyurethane, like sealer and lacquer, like heavy lacquer coat, because that just locks everything in there forever.
There's some that recommend you do, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Usually they're like really, they encourage you to be as thorough as possible on the instructions. This one just literally said wipe it off, make sure it's dry, and apply the finish.
Yeah.
I think even Danish oil says like sand to a 320 grit, and then wipe off all the sand, the sawdust, and then wipe it again with paint thinner, and then apply it. This one just said wipe it off and put the finish on. So
Yeah. So like this Purple Heart is the Osmo, and this is the heavy sealer and lacquer coat. So we'll
What is
compare the
this?
color. Also sealer and lacquer.
what kind of what is
Polyurethane.
this?
Walnut.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah. So we had a good weekend. Got a project closer to being done, being the whole
close.
studio spot.
It's closer to done than it was when we started this weekend.
Yes.
Now we have 5 hours of Castlevania waiting for us.
Yeah, season 3. What's next? Next, we're gonna do a podcast on something, and this will all be
Done.
spiffy. Yeah,
Have you ever thought of making a table that has like interchangeable
slats.
tabletops?
I have.
Because I'm thinking we're also contemplating doing some cooking stuff, and I don't think it's a great idea to have like
A nice solid walnut table.
solid walnut table when we're doing a Dutch oven full of hot oil.
Right.
But you could
Concrete?
Could do a concrete table.
polish concrete.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
we'll have to play with some designs.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. All right. Peacing out for now. Thanks for tech support
Of course.
all weekend long. Kim's on tech support, filming and
It's great.
audio. And,
I just stood around and complained that I was on my feet too much. my feet got tired.
yeah, so yeah, Corey's not running to Boston because it's postponed.
Boston's pushed till September 14th, and I think that's even aggressive. I think they went pretty early. Plus going to be 90 degrees now running the Boston Marathon. So
Do you think you can put like the name of the podcast at the top?
Oh, like on a little plaque or something.
Mm-hmm.
I could.
I
do
think
that.
you just it's the Apollo Road
just the
podcast, right? Or
logo?
is it something else?
I thought about doing like a backlit logo or something.
An Outrun logo.
Oh man,
Neon lights.
an Outrun backlit Apollo Road logo.
Yo,
Ooh.
coming to you guys
That would
soon is a video of us making sick Outrun sun visors for our cars. You can see
Yes.
our incredible artistic talents.
Yeah, we really have too many projects. Like we really should
It's
take.
okay. We won't spread ourselves too thin, one project at a time. We just take them off.
Nope.
Well-
We're going to start as soon as we get one project 80% finished. We start another one. That way, we never complete one 100%.
Yikes, that sounds awful.
This shelf done.
It's too close to home.
No, we still have to
done.
do things.
Yeah.
Got it. Barney.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
All right.
it's a good one. All right. Peace.